they are answering the phone until another 3-4 months, because afterwards there will be the level of voice. So she's going to be answering the phone, and next level is their avatar or holobox or humanoid.
From Hotel Tech Report, it's Hotel Tech Insider, a show about the future of hotels and the technology that powers them.
Today we speak with Filip Linek, who runs 2 family-oriented hotels in the mountains in the Czech Republic, and who is doing a lot of fascinating things with technology. We talk about how he uses AI to offload many administrative tasks from his human staff to a humanoid robot. You'll want to hear how Filip incentivizes his staff to deliver great guest experiences by tying a portion of their compensation to guest satisfaction scores. Well, thank you, Filip, for being here. To get started, I would love for you to give a quick intro about yourself. Tell me about your hotels, where you're located, and how long you've been in your current role.
Thank you for the invitation. It was nice to be here. My hotels are located in the Czech mountains, called Krkonoše. It's the little city called Pec, which is very popular for Czech tourists and Polish ones, and also the Netherlands one. I have 2 hotels. It's apartment hotels, so it's large rooms, 55 square meters usually. I have 2 restaurants, 1 wellness spa on the roof, very nice one. And, our booking feedbacks are 9.1945. So we try to do our best regarding the services and customer experience. And I'm in my role 6 years. Actually, I'm a little bit switching from hospitality to engineering, which I was pressed by a situation that there is no quality staff I could hire for my hotel. So now I try to improve my hotels by OpenAI, ChatGPT, full receptionist, humanoids.
Well, I have a lot to ask you on that topic. I would like to get a little more context on your properties. How many rooms are in each hotel, and who is your typical guest?
There are 2 hotels, totally 73 rooms, and typical are the family with kids. So we are almost like a family hotels. We do lots of animations, and we are very keen on our restaurant, which are the best in the Czech mountains, Krkonoše. That's it. It's full equipped apartments, usually large rooms, and very popular for family with the kids, because one room could be occupied by 5-6 people if necessary.
So it sounds like more leisure-oriented properties. Tell me a bit about your mindset on technology in your hotels. How does technology interact with the guest experience?
Actually, we implemented Hotel Time and Bookolo in 2021, which is 4 years ago, and it quite, helped to us to having cloud system, and we are using lots of ads on apps like housekeeping, etc. However, we still have lots of reporting in Google Docs, in Excel, and we have to be provided lots of reports by ourselves. And the main topic of technology at the moment is trying to implement fully humanoid receptionist, which hopefully will be in our reception until end of 2027. So we would like to replace receptionists by humanoids. Actually, our vision is, because you probably know, lots of hotels struggling with the staff, and that's the reason that lots of hotels trying to automate their hotels with no staff. However, it's not a goal for us. We would like to combine humanoids and human staff together with a perfect cooperation, and we are looking forward this could happen once.
Tell me, how do you envision humans and humanoids working together? What kinds of tasks would the AI handle, and what kinds of tasks would the human staff handle?
Oh, actually, it's all about the AI. I decided to try to fulfill my vision 2 years ago when ChatGPT, OpenAI was phenomenon in this world. And of course, there are lots of tasks you have to go through, and we are cooperating with lots of universities which are helping with different studies. For example, very difficult task is a speech to text. So if a bear as a humanoid, or you can see in the holobox just behind me, if she will stand at the reception and there's coming 5 people to the receptionist, so she has to know She has to divide it, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5. She has to keep discussion with each one to keep the context of discussion. So it's not easy just to manage, for example, 93, 95% accuracy regarding speech to text. Sometimes there is a noise reception. For example, in a 1-hour hotel, we have a kids club. There's lots of noise. So Bea has to manage, communication with no mistakes. So this is one goal. Another task is, of course, cooperation with the human staff, which means Bea will be heart of the hotel, and Bea will communicate with housekeeping, will communicate with the restaurant, for example. In our hotels, we are very focusing on the details. So, for example, we know if anyone have a birthday, and during the breakfast, we will receive a little cake with candle, and the receptionist has to inform restaurant that this will happen, or that there is some child or there is some adult who is having birthday, so it needs to be prepared. So yes, Bea will be interactive and will be, big helper of the rest of the staff. So it's not only about the Bea, but about the setup, the cooperation with human staff.
And is Bea currently in use now in your 2 hotels?
At the moment, we use in a testing, version, it's a Bea virtual, which is Bea is now answering all the emails and all WhatsApp messages to our guests. But it's not automat yet. We are now learning her. So she's connecting to our PMS, to Hotel Time. She's connecting to our booking engine and channel manager, which is Bookolo. And she's connecting to our website. So whenever you change something on your website, she knows it because she is scanning websites online. And she's answering all our guests. So receptionists just at the moment are focusing only for face-to-face communication. And they are answering the phone until another 3-4 months, because afterwards Bea will be, the level of voice. So she's going to be answering the phone. And next level is Bea Avatar or Holobox or Humanoid, which means she will be just this receptionist version, and we don't need a receptionist in the future. However, at the moment, she is responding all the requests. She is doing the reservation. She is canceling reservation. She is preparing your soft pillows. She is reserving the table in the restaurant. She is telling what's going to be the weather and what is the best trip around, because we have very nice mountains in Czech Republic. They are not too high. They are 1,600 square meters highest. However, there are very nice routes. So she is prepared to help you anytime you need, even before you come to our hotel. So you have WhatsApp number, and before you are checking in, you can communicate about lots of issues, and she can help you with everything you need. So she is an agent. She is doing the reservation, canceling reservation. She is not only an assistant, but she has lots of information from the local sources.
And is it fully automated right now? Like if I send a WhatsApp message and I say, hey, I'm looking for some hiking recommendations, does Bea respond immediately, or does a human agent actually push send on the message that's drafted?
It's a good question. Yeah, not yet. At the moment, it's still supervising by our front office managers. They are just approving. So Bea will propose the response, and front office manager at the moment will check it. And if it's okay, then she's validating and giving some feedback and just send it. At the moment, accuracy is about 80-85%. Whenever it's going to be 95-96%, then Bea will be switched to automat, which means she will be responding, and you will just check the reports. How many reservations did she did? How many upsell? How many cross-sell? How many answers did she respond? And you will see everything she's doing.
Can you share any benefits or any specific results that have been achieved since implementing Bea, like in this agent mode? Have there been some hours saved for your staff, or has guest satisfaction increased? I'm curious if you've seen any preliminary indicators of success there.
Oh, actually, one big advantage is, of course, the 1-minute response, which is amazing. Whenever Bea will be handling the phones, which mean Bea voice, she will answering on the 1-2 rings, which is also a problem for our receptionist all the time, taking the phones in time. And you know that you are losing the guests if you're not answering, even if, sometimes you don't have time to call back, for example. And Another advantages, of course, is languages. So even in our front ends at the moment, front office manager will see the Chinese text, then translate it to the Czech, then the proposed Czech response, and translate it to Chinese, which will be sent it to the guests. So I'm traveling a lot all over the world, and I'm just receiving lots of messages in German, in Austria, Italy, languages, whatever. And this will be very practical and comfort for me to receiving messages in Czech all the time, because Bea speaks 100 plus languages with no big issue. And another very big advantage is cross-selling and upselling, because you can learn and you can coach your receptionist, try to sell the massages, try to sell the, the spa services, whatever, restaurant, but they are not doing usually not only 100%, but maybe even 50%. And Bea will do it every time. Bea will be the best salesman of our hotel. So it's going to be perfect information. Bea is always happy. So all the messages Bea sending are nice, polite, if needed, a little bit assertive, sometimes little joke, but it has to be something which is a very nice experience for our guests. And it is. So we are now having some feedbacks from our guests, and they are telling, yeah, it's nice to communicate with Bea because she is all the time perfect information and always nice.
Yeah, I was going to ask how guests are responding to Bea. You mentioned you are seeing some feedback that's positive. Have you seen anything that's negative, or have there been any challenges with the rollout?
Of course. There are some negative feedbacks, and usually there were at the beginning when wasn't perfect. For example, when wasn't very good integration with channel manager, and there was some problem with responding about the capacity, availability, and so on. However, we are prepared that there's going to be some percentage of the guests which would like to speak with human if it's possible, of course. And I also I'd rather speak with human than with AI probably, but it's going to be impossible. You probably know that hospitality is employing 330 million people, and until 2032, there's going to be another 126 million people needed. And the people just, they aren't. So the demography, we are older than the COVID, 25% left the hospitality, and even not half coming back to the hospitality sector. So there is no staff. And the reason of no staff is that the quality of our services is decreasing and costs for our employees are increasing. So we have to find some solution. For me is, the kiosk, for example, isn't a solution. I don't want to go to the hotel with the kiosk and scanning my, passport, hoping that I will get the QR code to get to my room, which means if it's fully automated hotel, you usually have no restaurants, no massages, no spa. Maybe as traveling like a business, it's fine. You just need the bed. But to spend a vacation, you need some service. And for me, hospitality is about the people serving the guests. And I'd like to keep this value. And for me, it probably will be combination humans and humanoids. It never be humans all around in all position in the hotel. It has to be some combination. And receptionist seems to me, it's a lot of, repetitive work. Seems to me this could be the first choice. And of course, we will use our receptionist to other positions because we are struggling with staff in whole hotel.
I'm curious to know how your AI interacts with the existing tech that you have at your hotel. Can you walk me through your tech stack? I know you mentioned you use Hotel Time for your PMS. What other tech do you have on site?
Actually, the key ones is Hotel Time as a PMS and Bookolo. Actually, Hotel Time has three, software. It's a Hotel Time, Libero, and Vento, which Libero is for wellness and spa, and Vento are for restaurants. And the second key is a Bookolo, which is channel manager for our hotel. And these both softwares are integrated to Bea, of course. So we will not replacing PMS, we will not replacing the channel manager, of course. We are trying to somehow replace the receptionist work, which seems to us, it's not very popular actually. For example, sometimes I had the interview with receptionist and she were asking if there is possible home office. It's impossible to have home office on the reception. It's like a bad joke. And it's very hard to find the receptionist for night shift, for example. So my feeling is this is not help only for hoteliers because we will save definitely lots of money. For example, in Denmark, you pay 60 euros per 1 hour receptionist work, and small hotel needs at least 5 receptionists, which means 9-day shifts all the time. And it's crazy money. It's €1 million per month. So we will save money, of course. However, we will also improve our service because at the moment it's very hard to find someone who speaks at least 2-3 languages. So, and Bea will speak 100 languages. So I feel combination with the tech stack, Hotelo, Bookolo, and Hotel Time, it's work already. And in the future, we will integrate another PMS and booking engine, but we will also integrate, for example, the local websites. We have, 2 key websites in Podnieżko around our hotels where all information are about the trips, about the, skiing, because we have a skiing resort there, about lots of activities all around. And this will be also connected to Bea, and she will, provide all needed information to our guests in a perfect quality.
In addition to your PMS and channel manager, is there any other tech that guests interact with during their stay? Like, do you have a hotel app or do you have any technology in room that guests interact with?
No. We are now automized the parking system and cooling and heating, which is integrated in reception. In the future, Bea will handle it. We have some ads-on apps like a revenue management, and we have some apps regarding the, reservation, the tables, etc. But my feeling is, there are lots of fragmented ads-on apps, which is not helping a lot. For example, we tried to implement the My Stay, which is check-in, check-out, but it was very hard to find the best solution to avoid double messaging to our guests, for example. So we try to, as much as we can, we try to do with the Hotel Time and Bookolo. So Hotel Time has also lots of like ads-on apps, but we'd rather having in one system than trying to integrate more system ads-on apps which are not, working perfectly.
I want to zoom out a little bit. I'm curious if there are 1 or 2 high-level business objectives that you're working toward, and how does technology help you get there?
From my point of view, key is guest experience. It has to be perfect services. It doesn't matter if it's, just cleaning, housekeeping in your room, or amazing food in our restaurants, or very nice, everything nice in our wellness, in spa. So guest experience are, number one. Then we also focus, as I already mentioned, on the details regarding the guest experience. It doesn't matter if it's the birthday or the presents from housekeeping, whatever. And very important for us is also the highest score on Booking.com, which means, guests' feedback, which is also connected to guest experience. However, it's all about the staff. So we are at the beginning again. And when I take over the hotels, I switch the, fixed salary for only 50% fixed salary. And the rest is regarding the sales, revenues, and the KPIs. And even the receptionists, even the cooks and the waiters are well motivated regarding the success. And we are successful. They're having very good salaries. And this should be in every hotel. Probably in other states it's usual, but in Czech, most of the hotels are, the wages of the staff are just, some fixed wages with no large motivation. And we're doing our best to motivate them as much as we can. So we hope they are doing the best work they can do. And they are like little companies in one large hotel.
I'm curious to hear your thoughts on building technology versus buying it. What's your thought process in deciding to build Bea yourself versus maybe find something that's already on the market?
Actually, I hoped I will buy Bea. It would be much more easier. So I try to find all the companies, the ILO, the Quick Text, lots of companies handling with AI, and hoping that someone will deliver me Bea or any other lady which will replace my reception. And I just didn't find. I had a call with Taiwan, with Japanese companies, with lots of companies all over the world, and no one was able to provide me fully agent Bea, which now I know it's not very easy to develop because we already spent 5,000 man days on Bea. And the main main developing is in our lab, which is the Hotel PECR. So during the testing, you will find lots of issues you have to just solve, lots of tasks you have to go through. And without the PECR, I wouldn't be able to develop Bear. So probably that might be reason why, and probably will be some competitor which are also doing the same. But until now, I didn't find any solution which would be replacing receptionists with all the services we would like to have, with upselling, cross-selling, languages, voice, speech to text. It's a very complex goal. So that's why I had to find, actually I found the Profinit, which is a large consultancy company. At the moment, it's part of Amdocs, which is one of the largest, IT AI solution consultancy company on the US stock exchange. And at the moment, we have in team 35 developers and data science experts and AI experts, and they are developing the Bear. So it's not easy. And for me, it would be much nicer just to buy it, but it was impossible. So that's why I have to, or actually I'd like to, and I decide to develop Bear.
So shifting gears here, I'm curious, based on your experience with your 2 hotels right now, what would you say are a couple skills or characteristics that a hotelier should have in order to be successful today?
Hotel for me, as any other business, because I'm not hotelier from the beginning. I had packaging company. I had some other projects I was leading, and after a while I sold or I still having. But it's a live organism. So it's about the leadership. Everybody has to know it's not about the checklists. I know checklists are very important, but it's about to create the environment which are friendly and nice for your staff, and they are, trying to do the same for their guests. So it's well-motivated staff. It's, of course, good checklist. You can't forget anything, and it's still trying to be better in any position. And my feeling is, it doesn't matter what you are doing. And for me, it's more important the lady, she is, the public toilets taking care and they are clean and she's all the time smiling. It's for me more important than someone, manager in some very big company just checking his bonuses. So whatever you do, just do it best as you can. And this setup for my hotel seems to me, doing good results. Because it's about the people. Hospitality is about the people. It will be about the people and humanoids together in the future, probably, because there are no enough people to do this business. But it's still about the people serving the guests. So I would tell it's about the leadership, very good environment, friendly environment, with trying to be the best. And of course, you have to share your success. It doesn't matter if it's about the wages or bonuses for your staff, but it's also about the feedbacks. So any good feedback to our hotels, it's not for me or for my director, it's for the staff. They did it, and it's good to tell them and show them. So it's their medal. And of course, the KPI motivation, and this also has to be very transparent. So you can't hide. If you have a nice revenue and they can earn double wages, then usually you just have to give them. There is no excuse because you had to count it first. But if it works, then you have to be fair and you have to be transparent. And I don't know how it's in other countries, but I feel in Czechs, this could be something that has to be improved. It's about the whole region. So we established some group of hotel areas where are another 16 large hotels, and we trying together improve environment in our region. So it's not about the PECR to be the best, but we cooperating. We are sharing the vendors. We are dealing the best condition for all 16 hotels on hotel resorts in the region. We are doing the mystery shopping in each hotel. And we are open to even the bad feedback. And our goal is Pec pod Sněžkou is the first choice for a family with the kids just to come in. Otherwise, it would work. We don't want to be just, one best hotels among no services or very bad services, expensive food, etc. So we also try to enlarge it for whole region.
Well, it was great chatting with you, Filip. Thank you so much for sharing your experience, for telling us all about the technology you're developing. Really great having you on the podcast.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Adrian.
That's all for today's episode. Thanks for listening to Hotel Tech Insider, produced by HotelTechReport.com. Our goal with this podcast is to show you how the best in the business are leveraging technology to grow their properties and outperform the concept by using innovative digital tools and strategies. I encourage all of our listeners to go try at least one of these strategies or tools that you learned from today's episode. Successful digital transformation is all about consistent small experiments over a long period of time. So don't wait until tomorrow to try something new. Do you know a hotelier who would be great to feature on this show? Or do you think that your story would bring a lot of value to our audience? Reach out to me directly on LinkedIn by searching for Jordan Hollander. For more episodes like this, follow Hotel Tech Insider on all major streaming platforms like Spotify and Apple Music.